Hoping that I have myself a signal. I hope you guys are off to a wonderful afternoon. I hope you guys have had a wonderful day, and that your afternoon is as beautiful as mine is. Hey, Danny. Well, I keep falling in love with you over and over and over and over again. Yes, I keep falling in love with you over and over and over. Don't do it. Why did you do that to her? I was trying to love on her, and that was really mean, and that's why you have a wonky horn. That's probably why you have a wonky horn, for doing mean stuff to Danny. Sweet Danny, are you okay, baby? Because you get sweeter and sweeter as the days go by. Oh, what love between my Danny and I. Baby, I'm sorry she scared you now, huh? Because I keep falling in love with you over and over and over and over again. I do keep falling in love with her over and over. She's our sweet Danny. Guys, if you want to join me, could we all take ourselves a ride on the side-by-side? I want to go have a peek at something, regulators. So if you'll all do me a favor and mount up, I'll walk over and get the side-by-side if you want to come with me. While we're walking over, I need everybody to pick and choose where you're going to sit. This is how we do it. We're going to pick and choose our seating arrangements. I need somebody to sit right next to me. I'm warning you, I'm hot and I'm sweaty. So if you've already had a shower and you're nice and clean and you smell good, that might not be the preferred seat, because I'm a wreck. I'm a wreck of a man, France. I'm a wreck of a man. And then someone else can ride shotgun. Now, I'm going to warn you about shotgun. Riding shotgun puts you in harm's way. It puts you right there at the tip of the horn, if you know what I mean. So you got to be careful if you ride shotgun. Oh, hold on a minute. What's this? I see that somebody has joined our members club. I can't pull it up, though. It will not let me pull it up, but thank you so much. That's kind of you. And then if you ride shotgun, so there's already 2 spots over here that you got to be real careful about. It's riding beside me, because you're going to get sweaty, and riding shotgun is going to put you in harm's way, okay? So there's other options. I don't mind anybody who wants to sit here on the front bumper. We could probably put a couple people over here. We can probably fit 2 if you're smaller build right there, 1 on each side, so we can probably get 4 across the front. And then if you don't mind, some of y'all can sit across here. You can get here on the dash, the hood. Just make sure you leave room where I can see. If you have floofy 80s hair, nobody with floofy 80s hair can sit here. You have to have straight hair to sit in front of me over here, okay? So no floofy, no perms. You can't be wearing a perm and sit here. There's also a few other spots. We can get several people up top. A lot of people love to sit up top. My only request is that if you're going to be up top, you have to sit crisscrossed applesauce or Indian style. Or, as a lot of people say, native people style. No one says that, y'all. No one says that. There's also other spots, too. You can stand right here. Somebody can put their feet right here and just hold on and stand here, waving your arms, just waving your arms out. Same thing for the other side over there. But once again, these 2 spots over here are those danger spots. Lots of y'all can get in the back. You can stand up in the back and look over the top. We can put down the tailgate. You can sit there and hang your feet if you like that. And then last, but certainly not least, we have the Titanic position. I need at least 1 of you, or if you have a good friend, maybe 2 of you who can stand right here. You're just going to stand right here. Sorry about the person sitting in the middle. You're not going to have much of a view. Well, you know what? That really depends on what you like as a view. Depends on what you like in a view. Thank you. Can't read that, y'all. I can't read without my glasses. Thank you. But it depends on what you consider a nice view. But we got a lot of spots to stand or sit or hang. Let's get on the side-by-side and go out back before we lose all of our daylight. Now, I've already warned you guys that it was going to be a late night for me. It's going to be a late night because Jamie was live. She did her timeout Tuesday from 7 until 8. And then, so I already knew that I couldn't go live till closer to 8:30. But I think that we'll go ahead and address the biggest question of the day. And lots of folks are worried and wondering about the Longhorn situation. Well, let me just zoom up front real fast and show you. Guys, there are no Longhorn up front. I've already fed the horses. The horses have already been fed and watered and sprayed. So there are no Longhorn up front, guys. All of the Longhorn have been moved out back while fences were being patched and repaired. I have to get my trailer out of here tomorrow, but I'll show you how wonderful the fencing come out over here. Guys, I'm sorry, the sweat is just pouring off of me. The sweat is just pouring off of me like it never happened, y'all. It's like it never happened. So we don't have any Longhorn up front for right now. So there's no bulls in our bullpen. That's why the gate is open. And we'll talk more about that in tomorrow's videos about our upcoming plans and what we're going to do, because a lot of folks don't understand why we do it, how we do it, our reasonings behind it. And so, guys, I'm sorry that it's so shaky. It's not my anxiety. It's because we're riding on a bumpy ride. I'll try to keep it as steady as I can. But if it gets too shaky, just close your eyes and listen. And don't you women act like you never close your eyes and just listen. All right, let me go ahead and get some muffins ready. These are not muffins. We're going to be feeding the little wafer biscuits tonight. These are a whole lot cheaper, and you get more bang for your buck. Those muffins are about, well, they're like a dime a piece if you break them down by cost. And when you go across the pasture feeding 20 or 30 at a time, that can get to be very expensive. So, anywho's, we feed these over here now. I still have muffins. I'm just choosing not to feed them. All right, so guys, there's been lots of shifting here in our pastures, and you can't really tell from one moment to the next which bull is going to take the lead, which bull is going to be in the number one spot, because I've never seen the herd shift so much as I've watched it shift throughout the day. And it's been a heck of a day. When I say herd shift, what I mean is that the bulls are trying to jockey back and forth for power. And it has gone back and forth. You're probably not going to believe that until you see tomorrow's video. Here we go. Hey, Danny. Here you go, sweet baby. Daddy loves you so much, okay? All right. Hey, Wonky. That was probably kind of mean, wasn't it? Hey, Wonky Horn, come here. I got a snack for you, sweet baby. Here you go. There you go. Jenny Lane will not eat from the hand. Here's Chucky Poo over here. Baby, what do you got in your horn? Guys, look at this here. Sweetie, what are you bringing to me? What are you bringing for Daddy? You got me a surprise? Who put you on cleanup duty? Who put you at cleanup, huh? Let me have it. Who put you at cleanup duty? Guys, someone named her the cleanup crew. Let me have that, okay? Guys, someone named her cleanup crew. Let me have this, sweetie. This is what happens when... Let me have it all, sweet baby. Oh, Lord. Oh, my goodness. I love you, sweetie. Daddy loves you so much. God, I love her. I love her so much. All right. Let's keep making circles. In case you're wondering why the cows are not coming running like they normally do, would you believe I've already been out here with them several times today? I've been out on the pasture several times working on videos for tomorrow and talking about some of the dynamics of this whole herd shift and what I was witnessing. Some really neat stuff, some sad stuff, but also really neat. Some things that you're never going to believe unless you see it for yourselves. Hey, Marilyn. There you go. So, for anyone who's missed the last several videos and not real sure what's going on with all the cows, I'll have to back up a couple of days. Dolly, would you like one of these little biscuits here? She didn't really care for these too much. I joke that I've never seen someone who has so much... Okay, I've never seen a fatty be so finicky, okay? I'm sorry if that comes out wrong, but it's true. I've never seen a fatty be so finicky. But if I could back up a couple of days and tell you what I saw or what happened. We had a chance to move Tex up to our front bullpen pasture. Here, Gracie. Are you going to turn me down too, sweetie? Guys, they're just not hungry. They've already had so many muffins tonight. They're not craving muffins. And so when I went to fill up that feed buggy, which was on Monday morning, I went ahead and moved Tex up to the front bullpen pasture. I would say it was a pretty smooth transition. Well, not really. It was pretty chaotic. But all of that was on a video that came out on Monday at noon. So anyone that needs to back it up would have to start really at Monday noon on the Longhorn Lester channel to figure out where it all started. So we got Tex moved up front. Everything was fine. Now, the problem is I had to go to a doctor's appointment. And before I left, I saw that Tex and Waylon had already been kind of like bumping horns for a while. And at that point, it was time for me to go to my appointment. Tex, though, was walking along. Santana, you hungry? You want a snack? Would you like a snack, sweetie? Tex was walking along the fence. Not interested in one of these snacks? I'm telling y'all, everybody right now is a little bit uneasy. Everybody is uneasy. Hi, baby girls. There you go. Did you just drop that? Well, do I have to go back to muffins? Are they going to insist that I go back to expensive muffins? What bougie herd of cattle do we have here? I swear. The only one who might eat is going to be this old Chucky Poo over here. You want a muffin? Would you like a biscuit? But I think that you can all see for yourselves that nobody's really acting themselves right now. No one's acting themselves. Everyone's just very, very disheveled as far as who's who and what's what. No one really knows exactly what's going on with anybody else. And I'll explain all of that to you. Back up, sweetie. You always got to worry about the wrecking ball here. All right, let me close this gate. Look, no one's even trying to come out the gate. What does that tell you? No one even wants to come out of the gate. Well, I'm sorry that was not quite the event that it normally is. But like we always say, these Longhorn, they are not paid actors. They do not act on demand. They do not put on a show. And they're not trained circus seals. They're not circus monkeys. I love saying that, but it's true. They just are who they are, and I commentate it. I just commentate it the way I see it, okay? I commentate it the way that I see it. And so sometimes they're a little bit more active than they are at others. As of right now, they're just kind of low. They're just kind of chilling, okay? They're just kind of chilling. Don't mess with my fence up, sweetie. Here. What do you say, Waylon? What do you say, buddy? And say, thank you, Daddy. You're welcome, Waylon. Yeah, it's a little bit of everything is just so unsettled right now, friends. Hey, would you guys like to join me inside? How would you guys like to come inside and join me? And we can talk more about it. In case you're wondering about my intentions, I give you my word that my intentions are pure. Okay? My intentions are pure. Plus, I have the girls here. I have Trixie and Stella, and there ain't no way they're gonna allow any riffraff while they're here. Let me go ahead and park my side-by-side back where it belongs. Now, I'm gonna warn you, if I do go into selfie mode, guys, I'm quite the wreck. I'm gonna put these little Nibbler biscuits back inside the bag. If not, the raccoons are gonna come and eat them all. They'll eat them right off the dash of the side-by-side. And even though we love our little raccoon friends, I don't feel like supporting them. I'm not gonna encourage all that behavior. Now, they'll still come over here and they'll still get into my bag, but it's not just like a free feast, okay? If you'll give me a minute, I'm gonna also grab some packages that I have in the truck. Go on, sweetie, you can go in there. Let me grab a few things out of the truck. Oh, Stella, you don't have to come out, sweetie. We're gonna all come in. We're all coming in with you, Stella. So I got this one here. And I got several here in the back seat. Let's just grab a few. I don't want to consume your whole night with packages and gifting goodies and stuff like that. I might come back out for a couple more, but let's just hold off at maybe 5. Let me come out and get a couple more, and we'll hold off at 5. Guys, it's gonna get dark just for a second, but I promise I'll get some lighting on. I'm not trying to create a mood. Guys, we're not trying to create any kind of a weird mood. What in the world happened in here, Stella? Guys, something horrible has happened here. What has happened to my desk? What? Stella? What did you do? Oh, guys, she has gone through and ransacked everything. Why? Why did you do that? She's gotten to the trash. She spilt food. Knocked over. What did you do that for, sweetie? You weren't in here. Trixie was with me. It was Stella. I don't know what she did that for, but I don't like it. I don't like that one bit. You're going to stay outside for a little while for that. I wonder why she would have done that. She went to my desk. No, we're not leaving. I'm just grabbing a few more packages. Okay, we're just going to stop with these right here. I don't know what I'm grabbing, guys. I'm not trying to do anything with... Hold on, I don't see what I'm doing. Back up, girls. Am I still recording? Am I even still recording? You girls are going to stay outside for a little bit, okay? Y'all need some outside time. Especially Stella. God. I have enough to do outside. Go for it. Go outside with Stella. Go. Get on down. Just for a little bit, okay? God. I don't know why she would have come by here and jumped up on top of the counter. Look, she just went through everything. Okay. Remember how I told you all that I'm a wreck? This here's a very important file because my dad, I'm going to talk about this in a video one of these days, but my dad began writing a book, and this here is his manuscript. My word. Guys, I don't know what got into that girl. Look, my flat cap, my glasses, my flashlight, my fly swatter, my Baptist hymnal. Oh man. Okay. What could I offer you all to drink? What could I offer you all to drink tonight? Your choices are simple. Water, but they are flavored. Dr. Peppers, Sprite, Pepsi Zero Sugar. Now I know that you're probably saying, Lester, you deserve a drink. I think that I do, but I'm not going to. You know what? Why not? No, I'm not going to. I will have a drink on Friday. Because I told my doctor that I don't drink. I kind of lied. When I went in, and the nurse always asks you, do you drink or smoke? I'm like, nope, no, don't drink, don't smoke, no. But that was a lie, because you guys know that I have an occasional cocktail, okay? Okay, well, let me go ahead and grab us a water bottle, okay? I'm going to also grab myself, oh, here's a knife. Let me put my packages over here. Oh, that's a heavy one right there. Something's heavy. Okay. Turn off the backlight. Is that more cozy? Is everyone cozy? Okay, well, cheers. As soon as this live is over, I will turn on the hot water heater and I'll have myself a shower, because I need one. This is just sweat. This shirt is wet, just drenched with sweat. I've probably had 4 water bottles in the last couple of hours. Okay, well, so let me tell you the story real fast, and then we'll jump over to these gifts and goodies for anyone who's interested. I don't want to keep you more than an hour, and it's only been 24 minutes. I know it feels like an eternity with me. Y'all are mean. So quick story on what's going on with the cows. Monday morning, I moved all of the bulls to the bullpen. That video was out on Monday at noon. Then I went to my doctor's office. Before I left, I saw that Tex he was acting very uneasy. He had already taken care of Waylon and sent Waylon packing, claiming the front pasture as his own. Okay, that happens. A lot of people were happy that Tex was able to do that. And then by Monday afternoon, when I got back from my doctor's office, I noticed that Tex had gone by and pretty much just ransacked everything even busting himself out of the pasture. He did that. The problem is he passed over into my neighbor's property. And so that sent us on a live video where we went to track him down and try to get him back home. In that process, I had to cut some fencing to get to where I had to go. That was there was some drama with all of that. Yes, he was in the forbidden forest, or the forbidden zones, as someone says. I got text back. I went by today and did all of the patchwork. We patched everything back up. So now we're good. But there are no bulls up front. As of right now, all of the bulls are out back. And as far as how they're getting along, like I was saying earlier, it's kind of wishy-washy. It's back and forth. They've not really established the alpha has not been established as of yet. So there's been a lot of scuffling back and forth all day, and we have seen Tex run off when he gets more than he can handle, and then a few hours later we see Waylon getting run off. They cannot seem to establish who's who, and that's gone on all darn day. So we will we're going to figure everything out, okay? Give us time and we will figure everything out. Okay. I have a bit of a heavy heart. I do. And I'll go into a lot more detail tomorrow. But I was very let down that somebody called the police department to file a complaint of me trespassing. I got that phone call this afternoon at about 6 o'clock my time, and you would not believe how taken back I was to find out that it was not the neighbor, it was someone that saw a video. You know, for the life of me, I don't get that. For the life of me, I don't get that. And so I did not lie to the police officer, because all she wanted was my version of the story, as she said, so she can decide how to either move forward with this or let it go. And so I simply told her exactly what happened. Exactly what happened. And I says, ma'am, if the neighbor's complaining, I'll be happy to give him a call. I says, he and I are not on the best of terms right now. And then that's when she says, oh no, it wasn't a neighbor. It was someone that watches you on Facebook. And I'm like, well, I told her that all the fencing has been put back in order and there's no reason. I says, if you want to come out and look for yourself, you can. I says, I'll be more than happy to call my neighbor and let him know what happened. I says, but everything is back in order. I says, I got my animals all back and everything's fine. But I just thought that was a little bit unbecoming of people, because, you know, we've had people call on us before. We've had people call, and I sit there and I just kind of shake my head. I'm like, of all the true cases of animal neglect and abuse and the things that you see in the world, and somebody's going to call on folks who dedicate their lives to animals. So yeah, I'm with a little bit of a heavy heart, but it's okay. I'm not trying to take it out on anybody. But I guess the funniest part was towards the end of the conversation. It was just kind of a laughing matter. The officer and I ended up having a good laugh at how I'll just say unbecoming for a lack of a better word, of how unbecoming the internet can be at times. So I know it is what it is, but like I say in my video that comes out tomorrow at noon, I think the worst thing, and this is where I was very apologetic to the police officer, is I hate the fact that somebody took a resource away from folks who really need it. You ended up putting extra paperwork on that police officer. You took her away from what she should be doing to have to make a phone call and do all of the report writing. And that was nothing more than what I would consider a prank call. So I just will say with a smile on my face, shame on you. Just shame, shame, shame on you. So, police officers are already stressed enough with the ways and things they have to do, and there's a lot more important stuff for them to worry about than what you're putting on their plate. You know, we've had complaints, like I said, against us before. I guess the funniest one was when someone made the complaint against Ellie and Megan, and the officer showed up, and I secretly recorded the conversation when I called him, and he said, Mr. Morrow, he goes, I have not seen a cleaner farm. I've not seen water troughs as clean. He goes, it's obvious from the animals when they come up and want love. This is after the officer had to drive all the way out and do a site visit because someone called and complained about animals being neglected and abused at I'm a Survivor Sanctuary. It's just sickening. But once again, you took a resource off the street and you sent them on a goose hunt, knowing damn well that what you're doing is just with malice and malintent. Isn't that the same thing? But, so, all right, well, I'm going to chug this water, if you don't mind, and then get me one more. Let's not let that consume our entire conversation. I probably should not even have brought it up. I already talk about it in my video tomorrow, along with a few other things that I think were important to talk about with all of the cows and stuff. So we don't want to take away from that, but just think about what you're doing, friends. Think about what you're doing. Have y'all seen Napoleon Dynamite? It's a movie that was really funny. I would say back maybe in the 2000s, Napoleon Dynamite. And I think the brother's name was Kip, Uncle Rico. They had an alpaca or a llama named Tina. And I remember that whenever Napoleon, that was the main character, when he'd go to get him a drink out of the fridge, he wouldn't just take his drink and sip it. You probably remember, he would like, it was so dumb. And that video, that movie, was actually recorded with what I like to call dumb funny. It's like dumb funny. Sometimes things are so dumb that they're funny. So, all right, well, if you guys are ready, let's go ahead and take the glare off of my forehead. I think that enough sweat has dried to where I can throw on my flat cap. There we go. Flat cap, okay. Let me also throw on a pair of glasses so I can actually see something. Oh, there are people here. There are people here. I was wondering why nobody was here. Someone says, I love dumb funny. Me too. I love dumb funny. I sometimes wonder if that makes me like if the fact that I love dumb funny doesn't say something about me, like I don't get other types of humor. I think I do. Okay, I can see. All right, friends. Well, and say thank y'all for being here. It's nice to see that you guys are here tonight. I'm going to go ahead and grab a package. This here comes to Longhorn Lester. It's from Ann Goodard, and she's in Canada. Hey, Ann. Hey, mate. Wait, that's... So Miss Ann sends something overseas. And I'm going to be real careful here how I open this. I don't like the fact that I can't find a box cutter. I only have this kitchen knife. But it's going to work, Miss Ann. It's going to work. Okay. Here we go. Ooh. Oh. Okay, that's just all packing. Now, there's a pretty lengthy letter, guys. There's a lengthy letter. Hey, Lester and Jamie, I hope this letter finds you in good health. After the family game night on July the 11th, I finally found your address at Longhorn Lester's. All of my searches had brought me to your Plum Grove property, and I had given up trying to find your address until that night. My name is Anne. I'm a proud French Canadian. And she says, wink, wink. If you remember, on that game night, I came in third on the Kahoot game. I came on the live to talk to you. I remember this lady. Like I was telling you in our conversation, I've been following your page since very close to the beginning. I don't consider myself a survivor. My life has been easy so far. Great family, great friends. I even have a great job. I started my job when I was 16. I got my full-time first month before I graduated college. Just unlucky in love, I guess. I got my full-time. Okay, so she's just unlucky in love. That's a whole different sentence. But I would rather be alone and have peace. There's a lot of people who feel that way, y'all. There's a lot of people who say, you know what? I've not had much luck in love. I'll just go ahead and be alone. I see myself as a Miss Janelle mixed with Sister Kim. I love doing a bit of everything, and I especially love watching you guys. I love how hardworking, genuine you are, and how you love not only your animals, but also your family. Oh no. I was waiting for you to ask me about my favorite animal because you always seem to ask that question, but it never came up. Well, in case you're wondering, I love your Maggie. I've always had a soft spot for Petunia. I cried so much for a pig that I never met. It was unreal. Now, of course, I love all of them, but that girl had my heart. Anyway, she goes on and on. This is a very lengthy letter, and I'm not going to be able to read all of it online. It is a 5, 6, this is a 7-page letter, but I will read all of this a little bit later, Miss Ann. Let's see what she has in the in here. It looks like a couple of drinks. So this is probably more for Jamie. It says, I identify as a conspiracy theorist. My pronouns are, told you so. That's funny. So get it? A conspiracy theorist, and her pronouns are, I told you so. And then this one over here says, oh, Canada, you can't buy happiness, but you can live in Canada. And that's pretty much the same thing. Now, this is very heavy, and I was wondering why it could be so heavy. And then I noticed that inside of it, she puts some maple syrup, which they actually make this up in Canada. So thank you so very much. Eh? Yeah, this is really sweet, Miss Ann. Thank you. You're very wonderful. And I'll pass that on to Jamie. Oh, well, wait a minute. Looky here. That actually has my name on it. Lester. Sorry, Jamie, there's no name for you. There's not a name for Jamie, but she put my name on it. Thank you, Miss Ann. I always look for ways to mess with Jamie, okay? All right, here we go. Next package comes to Longhorn Lester and his goats. All right, to Longhorn Lester and his goats. Oh boy, looky here. These are animal crackers. And there's a note which reads, just a little snack for the goats because I enjoy watching them, from a sweet lady named Teresa Bruinger. Bruenger. I believe that's pronounced Bruinger. From Teresa Bruinger. Thank you, Miss Teresa, who loves watching the goats. Thank you, sweet lady. I will go ahead and say that we've not done as much with the goats lately, and I'm gonna say because we've lost access to the river. It used to be so fun to take walks to that river, and now because of that washout last May, we can't do that. Now, of course, we've also had a ton of trouble here with the different riffraff. I'll just say the riffraff, okay? Okay, this here comes to Lester Morrow. Doesn't say a return address, so I don't know where it's from. But we'll just be real careful in how we open this thing up. Alrighty. Taped up pretty good. Oh, so there's a note on top, and it says, Dear Cousin Terrence. To Dear Cousin Terrence. Okay, Cousin Terrence. Well, cock-a-doodle-doo! Would you believe this old rooster finally made it to Texas? Now listen here. It wasn't easy. I may be made of fabric, but I've got more grit than a tractor tire in February. Hold on a minute. I'm making sure there's not an animal in this box. But I see it's a blanket. So it's just a blanket. So I don't really get it. Would you believe this old rooster finally made it to Texas? Like Terrence? But he was hatched here. Terrence was hatched in Texas. Wait, now listen here. It wasn't easy. I may be made of fabric. Jennifer Spencer says, open the blanket. All right, I'll leave that right there so y'all can see it. All right, so there's I guess who we're talking about. All right, I may be made of fabric, but I've got more grit than a tractor tire in February. My journey started in the rolling cornfields of Illinois. Mama stitched me up with love, sass, and a little bit of arthritis in her right hand. God bless her soul. She gave me good strong wings, decorative, not functional, a tail that would make any hen swoon, and a beak that doesn't shut up. Sound familiar? Yes, that does sound familiar. Just hush it up, Terrence! I knew I had to come find you, Terrence. Word got to me, via porch gossip and the wind, that you were down in Texas ruling the roost with your strut and your sass. Naturally, I thought, that's my kin. But oh boy, the journey. First, I was folded up and stuffed in a box with the crocheted owl and a suspiciously flirty stuffed possum. I don't want to talk about that. Then I spent 2 days in the back of a Suburban. No, a Subaru. Have you ever been on I-44 in July with no AC and a sandwich melted next to you? Let's just say that my feathers were wilting. At a truck stop in Oklahoma, I thought I was being adopted by a biker named Linda. Turns out she just needed a nap blanket. I escaped with my dignity and a permanent whiff of beef jerky. But finally, Terrence, I have arrived. Terrence, cousin, you are everything I've dreamed of and more. You're regal, you're rowdy, and you're ridiculously loud at 4:32 a.m. And I am honored to be sewn from the same metaphorical cloth, even if mine is literal. This is interesting. Oh, last piece. Now, I may live on a quilt, and you may rule the dirt, but make no mistake, we are family, and I'm here to stay for a spell. Just don't let the goat sit on me. With fluff and feathers, Clarence, the traveling quilt rooster. Oh, so he's a traveling quilt rooster. Clarence. Well, that's very nice. Now, who's it from? So I promise I will not let the goats on it, whoever the kind sender was, and I will not even let the dogs on it. How about I take that to my bedroom here, and I'll make it into the bedspread. Not the one I actually put around me like this when I get to my fetal position at night. Not that one. I'll make it to go on top. How about that? And I don't sleep in a fetal position. I'm kidding, y'all. I'm joking. That's really nice. Thank you so very much. That's really sweet. That was a really funny letter. Clarence, who's cousins with Terrence. Thank you very much. I'll take great care of that. I can't imagine how much time you guys spend doing stuff like that. And how much, God, I can't even imagine where people start. But that must be something. Everyone is saying put it in Jamie's motorhome. Excuse me, it was sent to me. It came to Longhorn Lester, not Jamie's for the motorhome. The sweet lady wants me to have it. Okay? Sheesh, peoples. Okay, this next thing. What in the world? Oh, Lord. Lord, 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 Lord. Guys, this is a Bible. It's a very nice Bible. I don't know if I've ever seen a nicer Bible. I don't think I've ever seen a nicer Bible. This is very, very fancy. Amos? Oh, this must be the Old Testament. I don't know much about the Old Testament. But this is very nice. Thank you. The only thing is, I wish there were a note to tell me who sent this. Now, don't forget, I already have my Baptist hymnal. Guys, the dogs are right there. They are right there out that door. Let's not continue to scream and holler about the dogs, okay? Lester will not go very far without his dogs. So, I did get me a Bible. Thank you. And I will also let you know, which I have not had a Bible ever since Hurricane Harvey flooded the house and took my Bible along with it. So that's very nice. Thank you so much. I really like the little thumb index that it has. Now, am I really a Bible reader? I would say probably not. I kind of get all the God that I can get out of nature around me, and of course I make my joyful noises unto the Lord through song. Someone said, is it large print? Is there a dedication inside to tell you who it's from? I didn't look. Let me look. I know it's very nice, and I do not see anything on the inside cover like a dedication. No, I do not. Here's that page that you're talking about, the who and the from part. So I don't see anything. I don't see a note. There's no letter. There's nothing inside of here to draw me to a certain page. But I will say it's a very nice Bible. And so thank you so very much. Tracy says, for those nights when you just can't sleep. Tracy. Thank you. That's really sweet of you. Thank you so very much. I have a lady who, she emails me. And I wish I could read you the email. I can't because it's on my phone and I'm using my phone to record. And I'm not making fun of the lady, but she is very concerned about my salvation, like my eternal salvation. And in a very polite and respectful way, I say to her over and over and over, lady, I've tried to give my life to Christ 10 times, been baptized in 10 different churches, made my profession of faith over and over and over. And so I says, I just guess I'm just not one that God wants up there with all of you alls. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong, y'all. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But I have tried. And if the Lord cannot see that I've tried, then he's not as much. Well, I'm just going to move on. Okay. This next gift comes to Longhorn Lester. And this here is a 50-pack of shop towels. Now, what's wonderful about this over here is the fact that I can take these as sweat towels. You guys know how I go through my sweat towels. I even go through sweat towels so much that I'll end up taking those that belong to other people. That's how much I love my sweat towels. And I go through a lot of sweat towels. I'm sorry to say that there's no name for me to thank. There's so many gifts here but there's no names, guys. There's no names, so I don't know who to say thank you to. Uh-oh, I'm at 10% battery. I better hurry it up. There is one last gift that will open tonight. Longhorn Lester's. This is that heavy one. Does anyone know why somebody sent me 4 jars of mayonnaise? Because I hate mayonnaise. I hate it. I hate mayonnaise. Like, I hate it. There's no note. There's nothing. But I hate mayonnaise. Guys, there's the name right there. It says right there. You can freeze it and zoom into it. Longhorn Lusters. Let me tell you what happened. Here's what happened. Somebody sent a gift to Longhorn Lusters at some point, and they added my address to their Amazon. When they went to buy themselves some mayonnaise, they did not click back to their address. And so accidentally it got sent to my address. So there's somebody who's waiting and watching the mail every day for their mayonnaise to come in. And it's never going to get there, guys. So I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how long mayonnaise can sit in a box. So that's what happened. It was an accident. Someone sent it to the wrong address. And if anyone uses Amazon, you can choose different addresses. I know that whenever I go and do a Walmart order on using Jamie's Walmart app, it sucks because I have to go by and find the right address. She sends stuff to her mom. She sends stuff to her grandmother. She sends stuff to Kendra and Xander. Jamie sends stuff to everywhere. And I'm like, so I have to go by and make sure I always click the right address for the Walmart pickup, the Walmart delivery, sorry. So anyways, I don't like mayonnaise. As a matter of fact, mayonnaise is the one thing that I've just like, it makes me sick to my stomach. So you guys like mayonnaise, that's wonderful. I don't. So I will not let it go to waste. What I will do is find somebody who likes the stuff, and I'll just give a bottle to each family. I'll just find 4 families that like it and say, here you go. Here you go, people who like mayonnaise. Okay. Well, listen, I want to say thank you so very much for the kind folks who sit here and watch these videos, for putting up with all of us, our good and our bad, and our ugly. Thank you for accepting the animals with all of their flaws. And we got some flawed animals here, especially at this property. But I know that you guys have been very invested in Tex and Waylon, and hoping that we can get all of that figured out. And I will let you know that we're going to figure it out, okay? We're not ignoring them. We're trying to get everything back into order and make the right decisions for each and every one of their best life. I think that tomorrow's video will explain a whole lot of that to you. So I want to thank you for watching. Like I said, we love you. We're blessed to have you. We're going to go ahead and let you guys go before my phone dies, okay? Thank you so much. And we will catch you guys during our coffee club video tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock, right here on the I'm a Survivor Sanctuary channel. Okay? And then we'll see you all again at noon for a really wonderful video. All right, thanks a lot, guys. We love you, and we'll see you guys in the next one.